Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Athlete Support. I'm Coach Ogden, your biomechanics specialist and strength and conditioning coach. I'm also the founder of MAM Conditioning Lab, the platform where we are dedicated to shaping the athletes of tomorrow. At Athlete Support, we are passionate about helping athletes share their incredible journeys so that they can inspire others to excel. Today, we are thrilled to have one such special athlete, Harry Seine, an Olympic fencer, multiple times national champion here in South Africa, and he even has time for his studies as he is a fourth year student in mechanical engineering. Stay tuned for this insightful conversation. Harry, will you please tell us more about fencing? I know there is épée, that's the one that you do, and then you have foil, you have saber. Obviously, all of that is covered in fencing, and then there are some students who gravitate more to one and to the other. I know your brother Jeremy is good with saber, you with épée. Can you please tell us more about that?
Absolutely. So fencing has three disciplines. There's foil, épée, and saber. Foil and saber have a bit of their own rules. It's like right of way, and I mean anyone can Google them to get a bit better sense of what's going on. But épée is the simplest. It's if you hit first, you get the point, or if you hit together, you both get a point, and you can hit anywhere on the body. Yeah, things like timing and distance is all up to you, and there's no other rules other than if you hit the person, you get a point. Yeah, I suppose in terms of how your training is helping you fence, I mean, simple actions like lunges and extensions of the arm, and yeah, getting in and out of very like fast situations, as it is a very like snappy sport when you do get into the fighting. Yeah, your training's helped amazingly because I can lunge deeper and further, and so I can adjust my distance and timing more and better and in ways that I haven't before. Also with my arm strength, my sword no longer like bounces off other people's swords. I can control them better, and yeah, I'm the strongest one on the piece. When before I was quite like relatively weak, and yeah, having that strength is just another tool. Like I don't necessarily have to use my strength because it is a leverage sort of sport, and it's about being deceitful or playing a bit of a game. But it has helped for sure because I can just do much more with it.
Perfect, thank you. Hi, I'm Coach Ogden and chatting with Harry Seine, Olympic qualifier. Will you please introduce yourself and tell us about the sport that you practice?
Hi everybody, I'm Harry Seine. I've qualified for men's épée fencing at the Paris 2024 Olympics. And yeah, I'm doing a sport that's steeped in tradition and heritage. It's been around since the first modern Olympics. And it's really cool. You get to play with swords. What more could you want in the sport?
Harry, you originally signed up with me to, your main goal when you said to me was, I want to qualify for Olympics. This is what I want to work for and train for, and this is my dream. We are there. Will you tell us about the journey? Will you tell us about all the inspirational bits and hard and challenging bits that you experience on the way to Olympic qualification?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, before I met you, I was mostly just doing fencing as my main training. And at some point, I mean, even at local and national competitions, I kind of realized that like I'm doing okay, I'm doing well, I have the fencing brain for it, but a lot of the time I'm lacking speed and strength, and like I'm just getting like knocked away by someone who's slightly fitter and stronger. And yeah, I'm really glad that my brother found you and then helped me to start doing strength training with you, because that like immediately I could feel that I improved in terms of speed and strength and power and literally everything in my fencing. And I think it added just like another mental aspect to knowing that I have these capabilities and I can go faster, higher, stronger. And yeah, it's been really cool. I mean, obviously we've had our hiccups in terms of like sometimes I get sick, sometimes I rolled my ankle a couple of times, but like then again we addressed it with some strengthening and now it's better. And yeah, it has been difficult a few times to juggle doing strength training sessions in school and then strength training sessions and yeah, and like studies and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, of course, additional fencing. But I mean, it's all worth it. It all paid off. We managed to manage it well, and I qualified. So I was really happy with that.
Harry, you mentioned injuries, and part of my job is injury prevention. When we originally started, you had a chronic injury. Will you tell us more about it? And will you tell us more about your stress response to injuries and chronic versus acute injury, like the one that you mentioned with the rolling your ankle?
Absolutely. So when I first came to you, I had the injury of golfer's elbow in my right arm, obviously just from fencing too much, and probably like a bit of weakness and not using my shoulders properly, and all sorts of stuff like that. Since I started working with you, obviously we did a bunch of prehab and like rehab and just exercises to strengthen my whole back, so that all the strain wasn't going into my elbow, but it was being taken by my whole arm, and that's improved leaps and bounds, as well as the flexibility. I think that's helped with it as well. Um, Wait, what was the next part?
All right. So the second part was, what is your stress response to injury?
Yes.
And is there any difference in the stress response between injury, chronic injury, and acute injury?
I also noticed in my injury after that, where it happened during fencing, where I just rolled my ankle, an accident, that happened, and accidents happen. It luckily wasn't too bad, but also I responded to it really well. My stress response to that injury was much better than anything I've had before. Even like bruises and stuff, I used to bruise relatively easily, and now it's kind of like it goes away within a week. Um, and yeah, so having the chronic stress response of my golfer's elbow eventually going away was also great when the acute injury of my ankle took a few weeks. Okay, well, I think it took a few weeks of rest, but also with all the strengthening and stuff, I still managed to fence at the African Championships and get bronze with that ankle. So I was really happy we could do that.
We did a lot of work on that ankle as well, and obviously the other team, the physios, everyone else that's working with you. How do you manage your time? Because you're a last year mechanical engineering student, you travel a lot, you train all the time, skill training, strength and conditioning, injury prevention. It's a lot of stuff that you cover in your daily life. How do you manage that?
So as a last year or final year mechanical engineering student, I've just sort of done what I can. I've had to adjust my academics where I could and try and balance it the best I can. Obviously, it does come down to priorities, and luckily, the focus that I put on my fencing and my training really translates well to the focus I can put on my academics and stuff. Because, when I'm doing my academics, I can focus solely on my academics, and then when I'm doing my sport or my fencing or my training, I can focus solely on that. And it really does complement each other well. Like the fitter I am, the longer I can focus, and the better I know what's going on. And yeah, I mean, it has been difficult with deadlines. We have had to adjust many sessions in terms of time, and like luckily you've been relatively flexible with that. And have been very helpful in like doing earlier sessions or later sessions, or I just do the session myself. And yeah, I mean, also with the travels and stuff, it is just about, okay, well, I'm traveling, make sure to download all my work. I'll go through this, go through that, communicate with my lecturers, communicate with my coaches, know that, so everybody knows what's going on. And so that I know what I can do or what I need to do for whatever time frame.
All right, so key points, good communication and being able to plan your day and week and months ahead, basically.
Yes.
That's what makes you good at managing your time.
Yeah, I would say also being a bit more flexible in that knowing what you have to do, and then being able to have that flexibility with the consistency and focus of like, okay, now's the time where I need to.
Do you get stressed out? Sorry do you get stressed out when it's not going exactly according to the plan that you've?
Yes, of course, everybody gets a bit stressed out when things aren't happening the way they want to. But I think with all the training and stuff, it's made me way more resilient mentally than I ever was before. In addition to all the meditation and breathing and all the strength training, it's given me a sense of self-confidence that's invaluable, because I know that like if the world feels like it's falling apart, it's not. I can take a deep breath and try and break things down and understand that, like, if I can do all this training and qualify for the Olympics, well, then I can deal with whatever's annoying me or whatever's causing me that stress.
Thank you. What kind of demographic people that you would recommend my services to? What's your opinion, and who would benefit the most from my
Well,
coaching?
I think aspiring athletes for sure. I mean, that's exactly who I am, and obviously would love to get more results and continue training with you for as long as possible. Yeah, anyone who wants to take their body to a next level, something that they've never felt before in terms of strength, speed, power, flexibility. I think you have a way of, looking at someone's goal and understanding where their body's at and meeting them at that level to then bring them to a place where they've never been before and that they can comfortably live in.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you. Talking to Harry Oliver Sainer. Wish you good luck, and I'll be there with you every step of the way. And let's get the medal at the Olympics.
Thanks a lot. Much appreciated.
Thank you.